All right, let's talk about finalizing our design. So we have these. We made sure that we did mesh display hardened edges so that they look like jewels. Otherwise, they're going to look like that, which is gross. Then we have our chalice here. We put a couple of holes in it. We did delete all by type, history under edit. So everything's pretty much like we're ready to put this in our game. So the last thing I want to do is I want to be able to assign different materials to this depending on what color I want things to be. So I want this to be like a jewel. I want this to be like not. And these aren't combined right now, so I got to combine them. So make sure you hit 1 so you're not in high poly mode. Everything looks good. If you need to smooth it, do it. Now I'm going to go up to UV and I'm going to go to UV editor and I'm going to open up this window so we can kind of see what it looks like. Yours probably does not look like this, but because I already did this next step, UV automatic, and it's going to just kind of lay it all out and cut it up like this. Now, if you click on here, you can kind of see how that's going to lay out, and it doesn't look that good. There's a lot of seams, a lot of areas where it doesn't like match up. So if you want to skip this step, go ahead, but if you want to do it right, here's what you should do. I'm going to go to UV. I'm going to go to cylindrical. And look how much nicer that looks. Then I'm going to shift right click on this and go to unfold along the V. And that's even better. Let's do another unfold along the U. And it's really giving us like some really nice squares, which is what we want. I don't know why these ones are kind of curved. Let me try that one more time. Oh yeah, there's some funkiness going on here. So again, this is starting to get kind of complicated. So if you want to just skip this, UV automatic's fine. But if you want it to look pro, I'm going to go into this edge right here, double click, and I need to cut it. So I'm going to go into my UV editor, shift right click, cut. Then we're going to do the same thing to the top. Double click somewhere on the top seam. Over here in your UV editor, shift right click, cut. And then right click and go to UV shell, and that's going to show us all the different pieces of this. So we got the top, bottom, and middle. Now in our middle, let's try that UV cylindrical again. And it did a pretty good job. There's a few spots where these little edges right here are kind of just poking out where they shouldn't be. I might be able to just move those if I put a box around the edges and kind of, I don't know, squeeze them in. I'm not really sure why that's happening. I might have had a mistake somewhere. But yeah, that really shouldn't be occurring. Hopefully that doesn't happen to you. You know what actually I think it is? It's these little guys right here. These holes that I cut out. And that can kind of cause some weirdness sometimes. So because that's not a very important part of this, I'm just going to go into these little vertices right here and just push them in. And yeah, it's going to look a little bit, or maybe scale them in. It's going to look a little funky, but it's worth it. Now let's take this UV shell and do an unfold along the V. Yeah, that middle part's just totally messing it up. So if you don't have a middle part like that, you should be okay. If you unfold it along the U and it looks like this, that's actually really nice. I'm going to go ahead and keep that. So now I'm going to take the top and the bottom and I'm going to do, I'm in UV shell. I select them. Let me turn this grid off again. I'm going to go to UV planar, and because it's from the top, I'm going to use Y. And I'm going to do the same thing over here. UV, oops, shell, UV planar. I don't need to click the settings because they're already on the Y. And then you can kind of just like put this all together so it has to fit inside this square. So you can shrink them and just kind of lay them out manually. And this is kind of like the old school way of doing it, but it's going to look really nice. Your material is going to look better. You know, the smaller it is, the less pixels it's going to get in the texture. So I might make this one a little bit bigger stick it over here since I got some room, and make this one a little bit smaller because it's the bottom. You're not really going to see it, so I'll just keep it nice and small. And make sure it's fitting inside here. It cannot go past this edge, otherwise you're going to have problems. And then I'm going to take these little guys right here, UV shell, and oh, sorry, I'm going to select those objects. So let me close that. I'm going to select all of those little platonic guys right there. And that's it. I don't have my chalice selected, just these. I'm going to do a UV automatic. And then go into your UV editor. And they're going to look like this. Go into UV shell mode, select them all. Shift right click and stack them. I'm going to shrink those down and just kind of stick them up here. And what that's doing is it's putting them all on top of each other. So if I put a texture here with some color or something like that, it's going to make them all look the same, which is fine. Okay. Now, the only other thing is I'm thinking that because these are jewels, I kind of want to probably make them a separate material completely. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select them all with Shift, and then I'm going to right click and hold, assign a new material, and then just choose choose new material at the bottom here. And then just choose like a blend. And it's a good idea if you can name it M_jewel, maybe your name, so we don't have the same ones every time. You can color it if you want. Those colors aren't going to matter, but that gives you some idea. And then this one is going to be the default material. So we're going to end up with two materials. Now, if you wanted to assign this one a material too, I'll assign this a new material. Let me go to object mode. Assign a new material. And we'll just choose this. And then I'm going to choose a, I don't know, blend again. And I'm going to call this one M_Chalice. GNLE. And we can give this a color so we can see it. All right. Now, it's not going to look like this when we bring it into Maya, but it'll have two different materials on it, which is good. Now we just got to combine it all. So select everything. You can do it from here with Shift, or you can just put a box around it. Make sure that you're in not in camera-based selection. And we're going to probably a good idea to put that right on the X on your grid so that the bottom of it sits right there. Because that's where the pivot's going to be in Unreal, right there on that X. All right. Oh, and it looks like when I move that, things got moved here. So before I move it, now that it's all selected, object mode, select it all. I'm going to go to mesh, combine. Now I'm going to just push it back up, and then we're not going to have any problems. So it's all one mesh. And now we're ready to bring this into Unreal. So we're going to go to File, Export Selection, FBX, SM_Chalice. And we go into our documents maybe, so we don't forget. Oh, and we'll put GNLE. And then Export Selection. And in the last video, I'll show you how to get this in Unreal.